Hey there. So let me ask you something. Have you ever been part of a team where everything just clicked? Where everyone worked together smoothly, communicated well, and accomplished something amazing together? It feels incredible, doesn't it? But now think about the opposite. Have you ever been on a team where nothing worked, where people didn't communicate, where there were conflicts, where nobody knew what anyone else was doing? That feels frustrating and exhausting, right? The difference between a good team and a bad team is like night and day. And understanding teamwork, knowing how to be a good team member, how to collaborate effectively, that's one of the most important skills you can have in life.
Oh, Emily, you're so right. I've been on both kinds of teams, and I can tell you, when teamwork works well, it's amazing. You accomplish things you could never do alone. You learn from each other, you support each other, you create something bigger than any individual could create. But when teamwork fails, it's miserable. Everyone's frustrated, progress is slow, conflicts arise, and sometimes the team just falls apart completely.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to English Club Podcast. I'm Emily, and I'm here with my friend Paul, and we're so glad you're here with us. This is our space where we learn English together while exploring topics that really matter in your professional and personal life.
Today, we're diving deep into teamwork. What makes a team successful? What are the characteristics of good team members? How do you handle conflicts in a team? How do you communicate effectively? How do you build trust? And how do you turn a group of individuals into a high-performing team?
And I have to share a story about teamwork that really changed how I think about this topic. A few years ago, I was assigned to lead a project at work. It was a big, complex project that would take about 6 months, and I had a team of 5 people working with me. Now, on paper, this team looked great. Everyone was smart, experienced, capable. I thought this would be easy.
But it wasn't?
Not at all. It was a disaster at first. People weren't communicating, everyone was working in silos, doing their own thing without coordinating with others. We had duplicate efforts where 2 people were doing the same task without knowing it. We had gaps where important things weren't getting done because everyone thought someone else was handling it. We had conflicts because people had different visions for the project but weren't discussing it.
That sounds really stressful.
It was. And about 2 months in, I realized we were failing not because people weren't capable, but because we weren't functioning as a team. We were just a group of individuals working in the same space. So I called a meeting, and I said, look, we need to talk about how we're working together, because what we're doing isn't working.
That must have been an uncomfortable conversation.
It was, but it was necessary. And you know what? Once we started talking openly about the problems, things started to change. We established better communication practices, we clarified roles and responsibilities, we created space for people to share concerns and ideas. We built trust, and the transformation was incredible. By the end of the project, we were a real team, and we delivered something we were all proud of.
That's a great example of how teamwork can be learned and improved. It's not just about having talented individuals, it's about how those individuals work together.
Exactly. And today, we're going to break down all of that. What teamwork really means, why it matters so much, what skills make someone a good team member, how to build effective teams, how to overcome common teamwork challenges, and of course, all the English vocabulary you need to talk about teamwork and collaboration.
This topic is crucial because almost everything we do involves working with others. At work, you're on teams. In school, you have group projects. In your community, you collaborate on initiatives. In your family, you coordinate and cooperate. Teamwork is everywhere, and people who are good at it succeed. People who struggle with it face constant frustration.
Plus, being able to discuss teamwork in English, to talk about collaboration, to express your ideas in a team setting, to navigate team dynamics, these are essential professional English skills that will serve you throughout your career.
By the end of this episode, you're going to understand what makes teams effective. You're going to know the key characteristics of good team members. You're going to learn strategies for better team communication and collaboration. You're going to have practical advice for handling team conflicts. And you'll have all the vocabulary you need to discuss teamwork confidently in English.
And hey, before we dive in, if you're enjoying this podcast, please like and subscribe to our channel for more English learning podcasts. It really helps us create more content for you. Your support means everything to us.
Okay, so let's start with the fundamental question. What is teamwork? Well, teamwork is when a group of people work together cooperatively toward a common goal. It's about collaboration, coordination, and mutual support. It's about combining individual strengths to achieve something collectively.
The key word there is together. A team isn't just people working near each other, it's people working with each other, coordinating efforts, sharing information, supporting each other, working towards shared objectives. That's what distinguishes a team from just a group.
And teamwork involves several key elements. First, there's a common goal or purpose. The team needs to be working towards something together. If everyone has different objectives, you don't really have a team.
Right. Like in my project story, part of our problem was that people had different visions for what we were creating. We hadn't aligned on our common goal. Once we did that, teamwork became much easier.
Second, there's interdependence. Team members need each other. Each person's work affects others. You can't succeed alone. You need your teammates to succeed.
Third, there's coordination. Team members need to organize their efforts. Who's doing what, when, in what order? How does my work connect to yours? This requires planning and communication.
Fourth, there's communication. Teams need open, honest, frequent communication. Sharing information, asking questions, giving feedback, discussing problems. All of this is essential.
And fifth, there's mutual accountability. Team members hold each other accountable for doing their part, not in a harsh way, but in a supportive way. We're all counting on each other, so we need to deliver what we promised.
Now let's talk about why teamwork is so important. What are the benefits of working in teams?
Well, teams can accomplish more than individuals. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, as the saying goes. When people pool their skills, knowledge, and efforts, they can tackle bigger, more complex challenges.
Teams also bring diverse perspectives. Different people see problems differently. They have different experiences, different knowledge, different ideas. This diversity makes the team smarter and more creative.
I've been in brainstorming sessions where someone suggests an idea I never would have thought of, and that idea sparks another idea from someone else, and suddenly we're building on each other's thinking in ways that wouldn't happen if we were working alone.
Teams provide support and motivation. When you're struggling, teammates can encourage you. When you're stuck, they can help you. When you accomplish something, they celebrate with you. This makes work more enjoyable and sustainable.
Teams also distribute the workload. Instead of one person carrying everything, the work is shared. This prevents burnout and allows for specialization. People can focus on what they're good at.
And teams enable learning and development. You learn from your teammates. You see how others approach problems. You develop new skills. Working in teams accelerates your professional growth.
Now let's talk about what makes someone a good team member, because teamwork is a set of skills and behaviors that can be learned and practiced.
One of the most important qualities is reliability. Good team members do what they say they'll do. When they commit to a task or a deadline, they follow through. Their teammates can count on them.
This is so important. Nothing destroys trust in a team faster than people not delivering on their commitments. If I can't rely on you to do your part, the whole team suffers.
Another key quality is communication. Good team members communicate clearly and proactively. They share information. They ask questions when they're unclear. They speak up about problems early. They listen to others.
And they communicate not just what they're doing, but also what they're thinking. They share their reasoning, they explain their concerns, they contribute to discussions. Silent team members who never share their thoughts don't help the team benefit from their perspective.
Flexibility and adaptability are important too. Good team members can adjust when things change. They're willing to help with tasks that aren't technically their responsibility. They can shift approaches when needed.
I think of this as being a team player rather than being rigid about your role. Yes, you have your responsibilities, but if a teammate is overwhelmed and you have capacity, you help. If priorities shift, you adapt.
Respectfulness is crucial. Good team members treat others with respect. They value different opinions. They don't dismiss ideas. They're professional in their interactions. They create a positive team environment.
This includes respecting people's time, being punctual for meetings, not dominating conversations, listening when others speak. These small behaviors matter.
Accountability is another key quality. Good team members take responsibility for their work and their
Takes. They don't make excuses, they don't blame others, they own their contributions, both successes and failures. When I make a mistake, I've learned to just say it directly. I messed up. Here's what happened. Here's how I'll fix it. Taking ownership like that actually builds trust rather than destroying it.
Problem-solving orientation is important. Good team members don't just identify problems, they think about solutions. They contribute to solving challenges rather than just complaining.
Yes, I've worked with people who are quick to point out what's wrong, but never offer ideas for making it better. That's not helpful. Good team members ask, how can we solve this? What if we tried this approach?
Positive attitude matters too. Good team members bring energy and optimism. They maintain morale. They encourage others. They don't spread negativity.
This doesn't mean being fake or ignoring real problems, but there's a difference between addressing challenges constructively and just being negative and defeatist.
Now let's talk about team roles, because in effective teams, people often take on different roles, and all these roles are valuable.
Some people are natural leaders. They take initiative, they organize, they motivate, they drive the team forward. Not every team needs a formal leader, but having someone who steps into this role helps.
Some people are great communicators or coordinators. They keep everyone informed. They facilitate discussions. They make sure nothing falls through the cracks. They're like the glue that holds the team together.
Some people are creative thinkers or innovators. They come up with new ideas, they think outside the box, they challenge assumptions, they push the team to be more creative.
Some people are detail-oriented or quality controllers. They catch mistakes. They ensure accuracy. They think through potential problems. They keep the team from making errors.
Some people are supporters or team builders. They encourage others, they create positive team culture, they help with conflicts, they care about team dynamics.
And some people are specialists or experts. They have deep knowledge in a particular area. The team relies on their expertise for specific aspects of the work.
The key is that all these roles are valuable. Teams need different types of people. Problems arise when everyone tries to be the leader or when everyone's passive. Diverse roles create balance.
Now let's talk about team communication. This is so critical to teamwork success. What does effective team communication look like?
First, it's frequent and regular. Teams need to communicate often, not just when there's a crisis. Regular check-ins, updates, meetings keep everyone aligned.
In my current team, we have a brief daily stand-up meeting, just 15 minutes, where everyone shares what they're working on, what they accomplished, and any blockers they're facing. This keeps us coordinated and helps us catch issues early.
That's a great practice. Second, effective team communication is clear and specific. Don't assume people understand. Be explicit. Use concrete language. Check for understanding.
Instead of saying, "I'll get that done soon," say, "I'll have this completed by Friday at 3 p.m. Instead of saying, "There's a problem with the design," say, "The login button on the homepage isn't aligned correctly."
Specificity prevents misunderstandings. Third, effective communication is two-way. It's not just about sharing information, it's also about listening. Teams need to create space for everyone to contribute.
I've been in meetings where one or two people dominate the entire conversation. Others barely speak. That's not good communication. Good facilitators ensure everyone has a chance to share their perspective.
Fourth, effective communication is constructive. When giving feedback or addressing problems, focus on issues, not people. Be respectful. Offer solutions, not just criticisms.
Instead of saying, "You did this wrong," say, "I noticed this issue. Let's discuss how to address it." Instead of saying, "That's a terrible idea," say, "I have some concerns about that approach. Can we explore alternatives?"
Fifth, effective communication uses appropriate channels. Some things need a meeting. Some things are fine in an email. Some things need a quick chat. Choosing the right medium matters.
Don't send a 10-paragraph email when a 5-minute conversation would be clearer. Don't schedule an hour-long meeting when a brief message would suffice. Match the channel to the content.
Now, let's talk about team meetings specifically, because meetings are a major part of teamwork, and they're often done poorly. How do you run effective team meetings?
First, have a clear purpose. Don't have meetings just to have meetings. Know why you're meeting. What needs to be discussed or decided.
And communicate that purpose in advance. Send an agenda. Let people know what the meeting is about so they can prepare.
Second, invite the right people. Don't invite people who don't need to be there. Their time is valuable. But do include everyone who needs to contribute or be informed.
Third, start and end on time. Respect people's schedules. If you say the meeting is 1 hour, make it 1 hour. Don't let it run over constantly.
I've worked places where every meeting runs 30 minutes over the scheduled time. It's so frustrating. You can't plan your day because you never know when meetings will actually end.
Fourth, have someone facilitate. The facilitator keeps the discussion on track, ensures everyone participates, manages time, and summarizes decisions.
Fifth, take notes and share them. Capture key points, decisions, and action items.
Send these to the team after the meeting. This ensures everyone remembers what was decided and who's responsible for what.
And sixth, follow up on action items. Decisions in meetings are worthless if nobody follows through. Check in on commitments. Hold people accountable gently.
Now, let's address a difficult but important topic, conflict in teams. Because whenever you have people working together, there will be disagreements and conflicts. How do you handle these productively?
First, it's important to understand that conflict isn't inherently bad. Healthy conflict, where people respectfully disagree and discuss different perspectives, actually makes teams better. It leads to better decisions.
The problem is unhealthy conflict, personal attacks, stubbornness, letting disagreements become emotional, avoiding issues rather than addressing them. These damage teams.
So how do you handle conflict well? First, address issues early. Don't let resentments build. If something's bothering you, bring it up constructively before it becomes a bigger problem.
Second, focus on the issue, not the person. It's not you're wrong or you're difficult. It's I see this situation differently or I have concerns about this approach.
Third, listen to understand, not to argue. When someone disagrees with you, really listen to their perspective. Try to understand their reasoning. Don't just wait for your turn to talk.
I've had to work on this. My instinct when someone disagrees with me is to immediately think about how to defend my position. But I've learned to pause and actually consider their point. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes we're both partially right.
Fourth, look for common ground. Usually, even when people disagree on details, they agree on goals. Remind the team what you're all working toward together.
Fifth, be willing to compromise. You won't always get everything you want. Be flexible. Find solutions that work for everyone, even if they're not perfect for you individually.
And sixth, know when to escalate. If a conflict can't be resolved within the team, it's okay to bring in a manager or mediator. Don't let conflicts fester and poison the team.
Now, let's talk about trust in teams, because trust is the foundation of effective teamwork. Without trust, everything else falls apart. How do you build trust?
Trust is built through consistency over time. You do what you say you'll do, repeatedly. You show up, you deliver, you're reliable. This builds trust.
Trust is also built through honesty, being truthful even when it's uncomfortable, admitting mistakes, sharing bad news, being transparent. Teams trust people who are honest.
Trust requires vulnerability, being willing to say, I don't know, or I need help, or I made a mistake. When you're vulnerable and others respond supportively, trust deepens.
I used to think showing vulnerability was weakness, but actually it's the opposite. When I admit I'm struggling with something and my team helps me, we all feel more connected. We trust each other more.
Trust is built through competence, doing good work, having expertise, contributing value. People trust teammates who are capable and skilled.
And trust is built through caring, showing that you care about your teammates as people, not just as workers, asking how they're doing, remembering important things in their lives, supporting them.
What destroys trust? Lying or being dishonest, not following through on commitments, talking about people behind their backs, taking credit for others' work, blaming others for your mistakes. All of these erode trust quickly.
And rebuilding trust after it's broken is hard. It takes time and consistent behavior, but it is possible if someone genuinely changes their actions.
Now, let's talk about virtual teams, because more and more teams work remotely or across different locations. What's different about virtual teamwork?
Virtual teams face unique challenges. You can't read body language as easily. Casual communication is harder. Building relationships is more difficult. Time zones complicate scheduling.
But virtual teamwork can be effective with the right practices. First, over-communicate. In virtual settings, you need more explicit communication than in person. Don't assume people know things.
Second, use video when possible. Seeing faces helps. It's more personal than just audio or text. It helps.
Builds connection. Third, be mindful of time zones. Don't always schedule meetings at times convenient for you, but terrible for others. Rotate meeting times so everyone shares the burden.
Fourth, create opportunities for informal connection. In an office, you chat by the coffee machine. In virtual teams, you need to create these moments intentionally. Maybe start meetings with personal check-ins. Maybe have virtual coffee chats.
Fifth, use collaboration tools effectively. Share documents, project management software, communication platforms. These tools help virtual teams stay coordinated.
And sixth, meet in person occasionally if possible. Virtual teams that never meet face-to-face often struggle more than teams that occasionally gather in person.
Now, let's talk about diversity in teams. Because diverse teams Teams with people from different backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives are often more innovative and effective, but they also face unique challenges.
Diversity brings different viewpoints, different approaches to problems, different knowledge. This makes teams smarter. Research consistently shows diverse teams make better decisions.
But diversity can also create challenges. Communication might be harder if people have different native languages or communication styles. Cultural differences can lead to misunderstandings. People might have different work styles or expectations.
So, how do you make diverse teams work well? First, create psychological safety. Make it safe for everyone to contribute. Don't let certain voices dominate. Encourage all perspectives.
Second, be culturally aware. Learn about different communication styles, different approaches to conflict, different cultural norms. Don't assume everyone thinks like you.
Third, leverage the diversity. Actively seek input from people with different backgrounds. Use that diversity as a strength, not something to overcome.
And fourth, focus on what unites you. Despite differences, you're all working toward common goals. Emphasize shared purpose.
Let me share a story about teamwork from my own experience. I was working on a software development project. Our team had 6 people. 3 were from my country, 2 were from India, and 1 was from Brazil. We worked across different time zones.
That sounds challenging to coordinate.
It was at first. We had communication issues, different expectations about deadlines and processes. The time zones made synchronous communication difficult, but we worked through it. We established clear communication protocols. We rotated meeting times so no one was always up at midnight. We had regular video calls to build relationships. We used collaboration tools effectively.
And how did it turn out?
It became one of the best teams I've ever been on. The diversity of perspectives made us more creative. We learned from each other. The Indian developers taught us certain technical approaches. The Brazilian developer brought different user experience perspectives. We created something better than any of us could have created individually.
That's a great example of diversity making a team stronger.
Now, let's talk about team decision-making. Because teams need to make decisions together, and this can be challenging. What are effective approaches?
There are different decision-making models. Consensus is when everyone agrees. This ensures buy-in, but can be slow and difficult to achieve.
Majority vote is when the team votes and majority wins. This is faster, but people who voted differently might not support the decision fully.
Consultative is when one person makes a decision after consulting others. This balances speed with input.
Delegation is when the team empowers one person to decide. This is fastest, but requires trust.
Different situations call for different approaches. For major strategic decisions, consensus or extensive consultation makes sense. For small operational decisions, delegation might be fine.
The key is being clear about how decisions will be made. Don't assume. Say explicitly, we're going to discuss this and then vote. Or I'm gathering input and then I'll decide.
Now let's review key teamwork vocabulary. We talk about collaboration, which means working together. Cooperation, which means helping each other towards shared goals.
We use coordination to describe organizing efforts. We talk about team dynamics, which are the interpersonal relationships and behaviors within the team.
We mention synergy, which is when the team produces better results than individuals could separately. We discuss alignment, which means everyone moving in the same direction.
We use phrases like pull your weight, which means doing your fair share. Be a team player means being cooperative and supportive.
Drop the ball means failing to do your part. Pick up the slack means compensating for someone else's failure.
On the same page means having shared understanding. Get buy-in means getting agreement and support.
To delegate means to assign tasks to others. To facilitate means to guide or manage a process.
Stakeholders are people affected by or interested in the work. Deliverables are the outputs or results the team produces.
As we come towards the end of this episode, I want to emphasize that teamwork is a skill you can develop. Some people are naturally more collaborative, but everyone can improve.
And being good at teamwork makes your life so much better. Work becomes more enjoyable. You accomplish more. You build meaningful relationships. You learn and grow faster.
Think about your own teamwork skills. Are you reliable? Do you communicate well? Are you respectful? Do you contribute positively? Where can you improve?
And if you're leading a team, think about how you can foster better teamwork. Are you creating psychological safety? Are you ensuring good communication? Are you addressing conflicts? Are you building trust?
I'd love to hear from you. What's your best teamwork experience? What made that team effective? Or what's your biggest teamwork challenge? How do you handle difficult team situations? Share in the comments.
And please, if you found this episode valuable, like and subscribe to English Club for more English learning podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.
Remember, teamwork makes the dream work, as the saying goes. None of us is as smart as all of us. Teams can accomplish incredible things when they work together effectively.
Be the kind of team member you'd want to work with. Communicate clearly. Be reliable. Be respectful. Contribute positively. Take responsibility. Support others.
And be patient. Good teamwork doesn't happen overnight. It develops through consistent effort.
And practice.
Whether you're on a work team, a sports team, a school project team, or any collaborative effort, the principles of good teamwork are the same. Shared goals, open communication, mutual respect, trust, accountability.
Apply these principles, and you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish together.
See you in the next episode. Keep practicing your English. And remember, you're doing great.
And keep being a great team player. The world needs more people who work well with others. Take care, and bye for now.